very first step of any product promotion, in fact, is market segmentation. That's where everything starts. Now, market segmentation is the process where you create subsets of potential customers based on certain characteristics with the belief that if you run any promotion to that customer segment, they will behave homogeneously or they react similarly to a promotion that you run. And therefore, I believe that market segmentation is the foundation of anything and everything that you do. For uninstall.io, we created multiple segments of customers or app owners based on geography, based on the type of spend they had, based on the size of the team they had, and created subsets of these potential customers. So there's a very famous quote by DuckDuckGo's founder, which says that almost every failed startup has a product. What a failed startup does not have are enough customers. And according to a recent report which was done last year, 42% of startups failed because there was no market need for that product. And another 29% failed because they ran out of money, and 19% were outcompeted right away. So there are various ways in which you can reach out to your target market. If it's it's a product in an existing market, then what I would recommend is to look out for your competition. It's highly undermined, but I would suggest look out for what the competition is doing and easily tap into one of those channels which they are utilizing to acquire more customer or target their market better. At uninstall.io, we provided analytics around app uninstalls or churn, app churns. Now, we were targeting customers who were with app owners who were spending more than $10,000 US. So we understood that they are obviously using a solution in order to track their sales. And therefore, we went and partnered with complementary solutions such as app install attribution tools and partnered with them in a way that anyone using their solution would also consider using us, because it's such a closely knit solution and it complements well with what they already use, and does seeing and looking at competition and looking at complementary products helped us quickly reach out to a lot of our early customers. Now, this is when you are just starting out, but there are standard frameworks when you're looking to scale or grow your organization, right? There's a book that I highly recommend. It's called Traction by Gabriel, which lists down the exact framework of how you should approach and reach your target market. It essentially tells that there are 20 broad channels in which you can reach out to any potential customer in any industry, and you should brainstorm on all of those channels without any bias. Select the top 3 which you are most comfortable with, which you think can help you grow to the next level, and then quickly run cheap tests in order to validate the channels, whether the channels are working for you. And once you've identified the winner, pick the best from the lot and then just double down on it. If you follow this framework, it will ensure that you are on the right path and you have chosen the right channel to reach out to your target market. Now, at uninstall.io, we understood the challenges associated with getting early traction, and hence we took 2 approaches. One was we started attending events, which, being a new product in the market, this really helped us get the word out in the industry. So we got more exposure, and as a result, we started getting more traction. So I went out and spoke at a lot of conferences, which helped us get a lot of leads initially. And the second thing that we did was to partner with complementary products such as app install attribution tools, which also helped us get consistent leads and therefore customers. So these were 2 channels which we had identified very early on, and then we doubled down on it to ensure we reached to our first milestone. At its core, positioning is a statement. It's a sentence or 2 about what problem are you trying to solve and how your solution provides value to solve that problem. Now, a positioning statement is extremely crucial and is something that I would recommend you start doing that internally even before you start any promotion. because once you have built that statement, it impacts everything that you do going forward in promoting your product, right from aligning the teams to the goals, to hiring the right team which aligns with those goals and the positioning that you have taken, to the marketing strategies that you will take. So everything else follows down from the positioning statement that you have created. It's an internal statement. It can even be used to communicate the value that you deliver, but it's something that is very crucial, and you should at least think about or start brainstorming about it early on, even before you start promoting your product. Even in our early days, we used to think about what should we do, right? That a product is almost necessary in order to even think about, you need a product before you start marketing it or before you start promoting it. But as we gradually matured, we started realizing, that you need to have a positioning in mind even before you start promoting your product. Unless that is clear, unless you have enough clarity about what problem you're trying to solve, the product, you will not be able to build a product for the value that you want to provide. And therefore, I strongly believe that product and positioning go hand in hand, but I would highly recommend that you first have a positioning, a broad positioning in place, which you can narrow down to some taglines or the value that you deliver, and also develop the product accordingly. So both go hand in hand, according to me. Do not ignore creating market segments for your startup, because that's the beginning of the journey of how you will market your product. Second thing, identifying the right target market is extremely crucial and understated. If I were to go back and do it, I would definitely do this exercise all over again to identify the right target market that I should run after. And the third, positioning is highly understated. Even if you don't have a clear messaging for your potential customers, having an understanding of what you stand for, what is your positioning for the product that you're creating, is extremely crucial. You should have that right from day one, because everything else follows based on how you want to position yourself in a startup.